Good morning, y'all. Mic check, 1 2 1 2. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Can y'all hear me? Good morning. I don't have no music on. You said turn what music off? I don't have no music on. You hear music? Hold on. You hear music now? Hmm? Hey, Keish. Thank you, Ebony. You can hear me? Okay, cool. You still hear the music? Jay. It's still going. It shouldn't be. It's off. Hold on. I don't know what the hell going on, chill. Hold on. What about now? Is it still going now? Okay. Okay. It must be a delay. I don't know. Good morning, everybody. Happy holidays. Yes, I have a new look. I just got braces, y'all. What I've had these braces what 2 3 weeks now. So yes, I did not like. I had got my wisdom teeth removed, and my uh my bite was starting to shift, and I didn't like that. So I went ahead and got braces. Y'all, nobody told me braces was like a car. Like braces is a car note. Like for real, for real. I was like, what? But anyway, I want that perfect smile. So, you know, there's that. Shout out to all my members. Shout out to the penthouse. Shout out to the clique. Shout out to the crew. Shout out to all my mods in here. Thank y'all for coming over here. Y'all know I don't go live that much. I would like to say I did finish the semester with a 3.7. I worked my ass off. There was a lot of lessons that I did learn that I would do better with next time. So I appreciate all of the love that my members have been given, encouragement through all of that. So I appreciate y'all so much for that. It's not easy, but anything worth having is never going to be easy. And when you got goals, you will stick to them. Okay, you will stick to them, and you will get it. You will get to the getting. There was a lot of sleepless nights, a lot of tired mornings. It takes a lot of discipline, because when your talent, and when I say talent and your gifts are exhausted, you must rely on your discipline. So you have to rely on that discipline to carry you through. Um, with that, so I appreciate all of the coffee money, the coffee fund, the donut fund. Jax is doing great, y'all. He is now testing. He goes to a private school. He is now testing right at his age level, which is really good. We've been working very hard with that. I am so proud of him. Um, and he is making a lot of progress. So I am so proud of him for that as well. And we're just getting ready for Christmas time. Matter of fact, he made me a little let me show y'all something. He made this today for me. Y'all look at what Jax made me today. And OT, they brought it out to me. Isn't that cute? He made me a little Christmas tree. That'll go up on the little refrigerator. Refrigerator. I'm about to make y'all laugh. So Jackson decided it was a good idea to put hair products in Maisie hair, because she's a doodle, so she's curly. So he thought it was a good idea. I caught him. I said he had her silicone brush, had the jam, had leave-in conditioner from Miel Organics. I said, James. But see, I do his hair and I do my hair, and he sees that. So he looking at her like, I'm going to hook you up too. So, hey, Rainy. So yeah, y'all, he did her hair. So now I gotta take her to the groomers on Saturday, because they can't have hair products in their hair. It mats their hair up, and I don't want to try to pull it anymore. I put her in the tub trying to get it out. Nothing got out. So she was getting groomed for Christmas time anyway. So it kind of was like right on time. He was like, I'm gonna get them edges or whatever he thought. I don't know. But yeah, he tried to twist her up. It was cute. I mean, I get it. Like he was trying to help her out, I guess. Hey, AK. I said, Jax. He said, what happened? I said, you're not supposed to do this, baby. Um, or whatever. So yeah, that's that. With that, just kind of catch y'all up on, what life has been doing. I am gonna do some members only this weekend and catch y'all up on life. So if you're not a member and want to kind of follow me through some events that will be happening coming in the next couple of days, grab your membership. We'll be back there. Good morning to everybody that's coming in. Y'all know I don't really go down the list too much, calling everybody name, but I see y'all. Thank y'all for joining. Hit that like, hit that share. If you haven't subbed, go ahead and sub. All that great stuff. So let's get into it. Y'all know it's inventory time. I pop out every now and then for a good time, little time, all of that. So we already know that. Okay, let's start with the light stuff. So we got ODS versus YTC. He said what he said, she said what he said, but we also got a little bit more going on with YTC. So I noticed yesterday, last night, YTC started going at it with Ghetto. They're going at it. I really didn't understand what the going at it with them two was. And DG hit her panel. And what I don't understand, this is just me, you do beef sector content. And for him to go up there and be like, fuck the beef sector, was like, do he know who your supporters are? I mean, she says she goes through, she goes to different channels, different sectors or whatever, but majority of her content is beef sector content. So I was really shocked about that. And I was like, okay. So the beef sector, ain't that? So I was a little perplexed behind that, for sure. Um I'm not sure if she was okay with that or not, but then I do know from listening to some of the content last night, Coolin said it's up and stuck. Take her wrench and there's nothing to talk about. Um Lady Snoop did a live and she was like, YTC, come here. Um so I don't have all the details of that, and I don't like to talk about things that have details, but I just was like, fuck the beef sector? Wow. I was shocked. I was like, okay. And I heard he was blocking people in her chat, blocking other mods. Okay. Okay. Ghetto was in. Y'all know Ghetto messy. Y'all know Ghetto is messy and he loved this attention. So I don't even know why y'all not surprised that he's gonna keep hitting links, even the links he say he's not going to hit. Okay. Um, Ghetto is messy and he really loves this attention. Why he loves this attention, I don't know. But he really loves this attention. He even dropped down in the chat and said that he told Mrs. Ghetto that him and YTC fell out or something like that. And she said, well, she didn't like YTC or some shit like that. I don't know. I might be misquoting, but pay attention to that. I don't know. Some people say I don't know. I don't get it. But you know what? Some things aren't for me to get. And my grandmother used to tell me, when you don't understand things that you don't do, so or won't do. So there it is with that. There we go with that. There, because he was calling out people's name too. He was like, Jay Wilson. He said ODS. and I want to say he said another name or something like that. Um, I just was, I don't know. Like I was shocked. I was again. I was like, so there's that. So then, Lady Snoop's live. Lady Snoop said, y'all go listen to that live. It speaks for itself. Ain't too much commentary to get on it. She said what she said. It is what it is, and it is where it's gonna be. What it's gonna be. That's what she said. Okay. It ain't my business. I'm just telling the business. Okay. So we got that. So we all know Lemon. Now let's move on. We all know Lemon. Um, let's back it up. Sacramento. Let's back it up before Sacramento. So we've got the Lemon members only with KRN. Shout out to KRN. I think the series is dope. For y'all that don't know, KRN came in doing interviews with people. So this is nothing new. For the ones who think it is new, it's nothing new. He came in doing interviews. He said he wanted to do content for his members only, for his members. And so he said he was just going to interview CCs that, and kind of put them, on the hot seat, if you want to call it, whatever, and then allow members to ask questions as well. Sorry if I sound crazy with my braces. I'm still trying to get used to them. To ask questions as well. So the interview went on. And I thought it was a pretty decent interview. It was light. It was cool. It was chill. And for some reason, Shakim felt for some reason that he was important enough for somebody to do a members only to get underneath his skin. And he goes and gives Roman 24 hours. Roman responds and said, drag, nigga. What we doing? Drag. If you're going to drag, drag. Okay? Drag. So then he hits ODS's panel that night and drags Roman and also says that he's going through the crew one by one and he doesn't care. Whatever that means. Okay. Whatever. Roman responds with his live. And a lot of people be looking like, oh, Roman's unhinged. I'm like, that was only the first gear. That was a little light. That was not second, third, or fourth gear. We've seen him in fourth gear, okay? We've seen him in fourth gear. We talking about 2 o'clock in the morning for those that were there for group chat gate. 2 a.m. do-rag, robe, actually the do-rag mark, robe, and him swinging, um, the belt to the robe and everything else and whatever else. We've seen what fourth gear looks like. Here's what I don't understand. I think that was something to stir up to divert what was already to come. Follow me. And you can like who you like and still call out the facts, right? Still call out what we see. So then Sacramento happens. Now, let's not sit here and act like for the last 3 months or so, it was not advertised that one, a concert was going to happen in the middle of Lemons Complex. That two, he said he was going to go and look for a job to show how easy it is to get a job out there. 3, that he was actually going to the courthouse and going to report on what was going on. Let's not act like those 3 things did not happen. Thank you, boo. Let's not act like those 3 things were not said. Okay? And let's not act like that those super chats and cash apps that were sent for him to go to California was to assist in those three things happening. Let's not act like that. We are not deaf, dumb, blind, or idiots. Okay? It is called common sense and hearing what we heard and seeing what we saw. Okay? Y'all following me? Hey, Expose. So, those three things. Thank you for my goals, y'all. Those three things. Okay? Let's not act like that. Okay? Let's not act like we don't know what dry begging is. Okay? We see it happen all the time. Let's not act like we don't know that. Let's not act like when people were giving super chats and putting into it to California, it was supporting the three things he said out of his own mouth. Actually, there was a fourth thing. He also said he was going apartment hunting as well. Let's not act like those four things were not on the agenda. Got it? Let's not act like that. Please, let's not act like that. Let's not be blind to the four things that come out of his mouth. So he gets to Sacramento. The concert was done in the hotel. All right. There was a In-N-Out burger receipt that had blurred out pieces, whatever, and a Whataburger, In-N-Out burger, what it was, cup sitting in the background. Okay. There were costumes. Okay. There was still no, I'm going to go to the courthouse to report on what is going to happen, because he could have went to the courthouse, because here's the thing, nobody is fighting at a courthouse unless you want to be locked up. Okay. Hey, ghetto. Um, Nobody is going to fight at no courthouse. He could have easily sat in there and listened to what the judge had said and came back outside, hit live, hit someone's panel, whatever, and said, hey, I saw Lemon go in there. Yes, I was here. And this is what was said. He got a continuance. They said this. He didn't have a lawyer. He now has a lawyer, whatever it was. Very easy peasy to do. Right? Y'all following me? Okay. Thank you for the goals. Are y'all following me? All right. He never had to have any real interaction with Lemon. Never. Okay. Then he says he gets upset because he has been struck. Now, everybody knows when you are struck, you cannot post on your community wall. You cannot upload shorts. You cannot do a thing. Right? Because you said you were struck. So you got upset, so you hopped back on the plane. What it's telling me is that you were only designated to be there. Your initial reservation was only for 24 hours. There was no concert in ATL. It was a layover in ATL because we all know that Delta's hub is in Atlanta. Okay? Hey, Audio Pope. Y'all leave him alone in here. He cool. Y'all understand that? Delta's hub is in Atlanta. There's no concert going on in Atlanta. And let's cut the concert bullshit. He's giving you entertainment on his page. There is no concert venue. There is no production that is being going on. He is literally hitting the live button and in costumes. I don't have no problem with it. If his supporters want to see that and that's the way that he entertains, cool. That's your business. But let's call it for what it is. Okay? Let's call a thing a thing. All right. So it was actually a layover. The next thing is he then posted 4 hours later, after he said he was struck, and created a new page. He needed people to subscribe to the new page. Understand? Y'all following me here? There's no way that you could have been struck and then posted 4 hours later your itinerary to get you, well, your layover in Vegas. I mean, in Atlanta. Mm-mm, mm-mm. I fly a lot. I've been flying since I've been a baby. I know better than that. Okay. I know way better than that. That's not how that works. Okay. Then you hit Sincere's live, and Sincere, you my girl, but I think you softballing him because ask him. He says, I didn't directly tell them this. Go pull the lies back. We all heard him say he was doing a concert in the middle of the complex. We all heard him say he was going to the courthouse. We all heard him say he was going out there and going to show how easy it was to get a job. We all heard him say that he was going apartment hunting while he was there. We all heard him say that. Sincere, ask him those things. Why did you say this A, B, C, D? Then ask him, why did you feel that KRN owed him an explanation as to why he decided to do an interview on members only that he has a membership to, that he could have seen. The membership is only $3.99. That he could have seen himself, where he was only mentioned one time. One time, and it was not in a derogatory way. It was not in a demeaning way. It was not in a disheartening way. It was really in a way to see if y'all could make peace and move on from it. The next thing is you claim that people are aligning with your abuser. Okay, let's hold it right there. If someone is my abuser, I am not going to continue to initiate contact. I'm not going to continue to initiate interaction. I'm not going to even bring them up because if I'm so traumatized by my abuser, anything dealing with them is going to trigger me. So therefore, I'm going to stay far away from it. Because now you went, since you claim you were being abused, you're going from being abused to now the abuser. Because if this person abused you so much, why do you want to go to his court date? Why do you even care? Why are you now wanting to go back to the next court date? Why do you even care? There's no way I'm going to follow around someone who has violated me in a way that is so traumatizing that I have yet to heal from it. I am not getting on a flight and leaving Detroit to go all the way across country for a 4-hour flight to go and be in his town. I am not flying to someone's hometown where I have no one. Yeah, you say you knew people, but this is where someone lives. This is where someone resides. You're already on a lopsided platform now. Playing field. You're not on an even playing field. Then you say on Sincere's that, oh, you only got a warning. So was it a strike or was it a warning? It can't be two at the same time. Y'all follow me? I don't know who you fooling, but you're not fooling me. This is a grown ass man. We need to keep the grown ass man facts where it is. Lastly, I need the information to the job that allows you that much PTO and that much time and that much traveling time away from a new job. We all know when you're in corporate America and when you're in training, you can't miss no days in training. Did you hear what I said? We all know when you're in training for a job They may allow one day for extenuating circumstances, but multiple days, it's not happening. It's not happening. You can't even get FMLA for any medical or mental issues for a whole year on a job. You cannot even get leave for a whole year on a job. Everybody know that. That is a law in the United States of America. So there's that. Now he claims people are not requesting money back, but in every chat, I am seeing people saying he's requested money and blocking them. I think it was Nubian Queen says she had to contact her bank and she got her funds back. Because remember, this has been planned for 3 months now. Thank you for all the super chats and the goals. I appreciate y'all. To then he goes and tries to gaslight Sincere Saida early this morning. Me and Yaya was in the chat. Oh, Roman tried to reach for you. No. He was laying out the timeline as to what you said to him first before he responded and why he responded. Then you go on Brianna's platform and you dump some receipts of a group chat that was a flag team. Here's the problem. You were a part of that flag team. That's the only way you would have been able to get a screenshot, right? Next thing is, nothing in that flag team said anything about Bree's channel. Nothing. He was part of it until it dissolved. Then for him to throw out all of these names of people to get the heat off of himself is telling me one thing and one thing only. It was you flagging. It was you flagging. Because how coincidental. I don't like to see nobody get flagged. I'm going to tell y'all right now. I don't like people pages getting taken down. I don't like none of that because you stop the content. Then if nobody's going live and everybody's sitting still, where the content going to happen? You also stopping people money. You don't know why they getting money. Let people eat. Hey, St. James, let people eat. Let people eat. Now, people using your image and your stuff without permission, that's one thing. I understand that. But then all of a sudden now, you feel like it's necessary to, and his reason for showing her those receipts was because he wanted her, and you got to listen carefully to people when they say something because they be telling on themselves. His reason was, I wanted Bree to know it wasn't me that flagged her. Meanwhile, Vic is over there talking about, oh, I had already started recording Lemon's live, meaning you knew he was about to get flagged. Let's do it. Let's put it together. Okay? So why would you be recording it? Why would you be recording his live and now saying it's your content because you knew he was about to get flagged? Which is meaning you knew this was all premeditated. Follow me? Because the only other reason why I would be recording, I'm only recording for two purposes. Right? If I'm trying to catch somebody in something, or I know something is about to go down. Talking about it's his. He owns that now. Interesting. Didn't Shakim say yesterday that he was on? He said he was on the phone with the police department getting updates on his case. Let me tell y'all how this works. Ongoing cases, you just can't call people and get, you can't call and get certain updates on certain things. That's not how that works. That's not how that works. You can only get information on things that is public record. But anything else, you're not going to have knowledge of. And Shakim, I'm going to say this to you. I don't have no problem with you. I don't support what you're doing right now. I think what you're doing, you could, is damaging your brand. Let me put it like that. Because the same way y'all are recording Lemon, somebody could be recording you saying these very things. And the same way you say you're going to protect yourself, how do you know people are not helping him protect himself? And then now you're the aggressor, and they have all of these clips of you saying you're the aggressor. Y'all following me here? And this is real shit. It's fun and games until people start intruding on people, and y'all know, I look, I've been doxxed. All these things, address been put out here, um, son information been put out here, whatever it is. I'm gonna always protect my child. I'm gonna always protect my child. Always, always, always. Y'all can say what y'all want to say. I don't care. Y'all can call me a bad mom. Y'all can do anything, and because I know I'm not, so it doesn't bother me. That's why I'm not responding to it. But always remember, what you do to people can always ricochet back and get you caught up in a bag of tricks that you don't want to be in. And I think that everything should be left on YouTube. If you want to drag him, leave it on YouTube. You want to make jokes at him, leave it on YouTube. But going out of your way to follow someone around and say you're going to do this and do that, that puts you in another, that takes it to another level. And we got to be careful. And this goes for everybody. It's all fun and games until it's not all fun and games. People say I took my shit too far. I did what I felt I needed to do. Okay? I felt what I needed to do. Y'all say you can't tell nobody the way to fight, you the same way you can't tell anybody how to protect themselves. I did what I needed to do. And there's no going back and forth with that. Y'all can call me cop caller, y'all can call me this, y'all can call me that. Guess what? I don't care. I don't care. Y'all can say all y'all want to about that. I'm letting you know I don't care. It does not bother me. I know I'm with my child day in and day out. I know he's clean, he's fed, he's in a safe home, and he's thriving. Be careful. People think it's okay to play where people lay their kids' heads at, and it's not. Because you never know what somebody else who is not visible online, visibly dropping down, may do. That's right, Max. Exactly. Don't put my child in harm's way. That's all I got to say. That's all I got to say. Okay? That's all I got to say. Until his therapy team, his teachers that say I'm doing something out of line or they feel like they need to have a conversation with me, what y'all say on YouTube don't mean a motherfucker thing. Okay? I love y'all though. Anyway, back to what I was saying. So now we got, he's going back to Sacramento. That's what is being said. But again, this is somebody's abuser. So he says. But here's my thing. You say he took something off of your computer. If I'm traveling with people that I don't know, and this is my first time meeting them, why in the holy hell would I leave proprietary information readily available for any and everybody? Hey, Ro, why would I do that? That's like leaving my purse sitting on a table somewhere and I'm going across the store. I leaving it sitting open at Walmart and I'm going all the way across the store and expecting it to be the same way I left it. Expecting nobody to have gone through it. Expecting it to be in one piece. Expecting my money to still be there. Why would you do that? The same way when you work at a job, Control Alt Delete, because you're supposed to lock your computer at all times so nobody can get in it and do anything in your name or read anything that you got going on or whatever information that they're not supposed to be privy to. Same thing. They tell you whenever you get up, Control Alt Delete. When you work from home, they tell you to be in a location that it's only you that's going to be in that location. So I'm not understanding where he went to my computer. Well, how bad was it, is the question. What is it that he really, was it that bad? And then the next question is, did he put it out? Did he put it out? But you said what was so bad was him going through your computer, but then you were on the panel with him and wanted him to mod you up and you helped him change his bank account. This was after Vegas, after he went through his things, after you done wore this man's clothes and everything. You said that you wanted a rent. You helped this, but now he's so much of, if he was your abuser then, why want to rent in his channel? Why help him with his banking information on stuff? Why? I don't get it. Again, I don't have no problem with you. I'm just, it's, I can speak truth to power. Cause best believe if KRM was out here doing this fuck shit, y'all think I wouldn't cuss his motherfucking ass out? You better ask him. You better ask him. You better ask him. He in the chat. Ask him. Do you think I wasn't gonna cuss his motherfucking ass out? Nigga, what the fuck is we doing? And why? What are we doing and why? Okay. What are we doing and why? And from the looks of it, if what I saw was correct, was a few snippets of that group chat of what Shakim was saying about YouTube cameras. Y'all better go look at that thumbnail. You better go look at that thumbnail. So don't think we've watched him go from team to team to team. We've watched him talk about Ness. We've watched him side with Ness. And let me say this too. He got upset with Ness for making amends with Lemon. However, how long has he been sitting on links with her ops? How long? How long? And she never said nothing. She still gave him redirects. He was still in her group chat. All of these different things. Have y'all not seen that too? For months. I'm talking about months on months on months on months. Probably damn near a year. We know Brianna and Ness don't see for each other. He would be on Brianna's link. We know YTC and Ness don't get along. He would be on YTC's link early in the morning. And then for him to even say that KRN was going live on top of him, don't you go live in the morning when YTC go live? Will you be live in the afternoon when other people that you cool with being live? I never knew we had schedules in here. And then saying move me next to my ex about Lemon, baby, in my Ness voice, baby. See, I do think that Shakim knows who he can play with like that and who he can't play with like that. I do believe that. Because had it been ODS would have hit that live button and got real close right here and cussed his ass out. Had that been, y'all know what King KRN gonna give, okay? Had it been Jay Wilson, y'all can say what y'all want about Jay Wilson, but Jay Wilson hit that live with that old nasty piece of button up that he got on from the car on his lunch break or wherever he going, and he would have cussed that ass out. We know Honest Row when it came off of that whisper and him and them Bantu knots, he'd have been going slap the fuck off. We know Mother Treasure Lane would have said, "Who you talking to? Okay, who you talking to?" See, what I don't understand is people be trying to pull people and other people be he's trying to pull. Oh, if you talk about Brianna, I'ma do this. No, fight that nigga on your own. Fight that nigga one on one, bruh. Fight that nigga one on one, man on man. Fight that nigga one on one, bruh. Okay, fight him one on one. Fight on one on one. Again, this ain't no drag session. This is we see what we see and we heard what we heard. Let's stop dancing around it because guess what? Had it been ODS, had it been hell, y'all dog walk Brian for not going to Seattle. So the same way y'all treated Brian with the situation, I, they very similar. They're very similar. Had it been me on here talking about I'm going to such and such someplace, I'd have been drugged through these streets. I mean, hell, for not doing what I said I was gonna do. And I agree with Kimmy. Kimmy said if your supporters, you told your supporters you were doing X, Y, and Z, you were supposed to follow through. Follow through on it. And this whole I wanna throw out the group chat gate or group chat screenshot when it clearly says Lemon and audio had nothing to do with Bree in it. Nothing to do with Bree. But that was deflection, like, oh no, because to me, he told on himself by saying, oh, I wanted her to know I didn't strike her. Why would you think that why did you think she thought you struck her? That's really the question. Why did you think Brianna smarter than that? Why did you think she think you struck her? Why? That's really the question. What would make you think she went to you when you and her are cool? If I know I didn't do nothing, there's no reason for me to send you something to try to get off potential heat of me. And the strike team, from my understanding, they were flagging because of the things that were being said about Ness's son in it. I don't blame her for that. And also, from my understanding, the flagging did not actually go through, and this flag team was only assembled for like 48 hours, 72 hours. I don't know. It wasn't long. It wasn't long at all. It was not long at all. So again, the question is, why did you think Bree would think it was you? Bree, I need you to ask him that, girl. I know you don't care for me, and that's cool. But why would you think that she would think it was you? And why did you think you needed to out this strike group, this flag group that you were a part of? Because that's the next question. Wasn't you with them? Wasn't you sitting with them? See, that's the whole thing when you releasing group chats and stuff. This person was doing this and that, but what was you doing in it? Okay. What the hell were you doing in it? What were you doing in it? Because you had to be in it. To be kicked out, you had to be in there. Mm-hmm. To be kicked out, you had to be in there. So, question number one, what were you doing in there? Because that means you was flagging too, right? Oh, okay. 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 Two, question number two, why did you think Bree would think it was you that struck her? Question number three, why did Vic need to already be recording Lemon because he knew something was going to happen? Okay. And finally, why do you keep chasing around your abuser, flying across country to your alleged abuser? Those are the four questions. Those are the four questions. And that's just the way that I see things. I'm sitting back. I ain't got much to say. I'm just watching, just like you guys are. I'm a subscriber, just like you guys. But those are the four questions for us critical thinkers out here. The bushes, you know it. You know it. Four questions. Because something in the milk ain't clean with that. And how is it somebody else from another camp was at the courthouse in there, and you saying he didn't show up, but they're saying no, his name was on the docket and he showed up? That's another great question, is when did he become his abuser? Because to me, both of you are each other's content, right? Both of you are each other's content. Y'all eating off of each other. That's just the same way Reed and Ness were each other's content, and Reed refused to flag Ness because they both talking shit about each other. because they eating off of each other. So he claimed that Lemon was late. Okay, if he was late, then how did he get a continuance? Because see, when they go through that docket, they only gonna call your name twice. Okay, they only gonna call your name twice. And if you show up late and they continue to go through the docket, there are some judges that will allow you to come late. But see, we at the end of the year. And with judges, they're trying to get these cases off of their books before the end of the year. Okay. So they're trying to run through these cases. A lot of times right now, this time of the year, judges are most cutthroat because they're trying to get it off their caseload and they're trying to move through these cases. And if you show up late, asking for a continuance, especially if you don't have a lawyer present to file that motion for a continuance, they may play hardball with you and say no because you showed up late, because you're not respecting the time that you are assigned to be here. And I'll go further to say this. I don't really hear Lemon just coming out giving commentary on Shocking. I be in the Playhouse. Y'all know I be in the Playhouse in the clouds. A lot of times people bring him information and drop it in the chat and he responds to it. And that's how they begin to talk about him. The public defender filed the continuance, but that means he had to be there, right? Okay. Because the public defender is going to ask them, hey, you can do X, Y, and Z. They're going to give you options and you choose your options. That's how it go. A public defender can't choose for you. You have to choose. You have to choose. You have to say X, Y, or Z. You got to choose. And if you say no, they're going to ask you. And they're going to advise you. If you ask, they would say, I would do this and ask, I can place a motion for a continuance, so X, Y, and Z. They didn't want to deal with their case that day. That's it. He's going they're going to give you options, but they're going to also advise you, hey, this is what I would do, especially if, you know, again, public defenders have a lot of cases. That's just how that this. And I just want everybody to keep the same energy that they keep for everybody else when it comes to them not following through on what they said they were going to follow through on. The same way y'all was upside Ness's head about that Vegas vacation because it wasn't a lot of content. They promised this. They promised it was going to be a movie. They promised this, and that. What happened? What happened? What happened? And I get it. Y'all want entertainment. Y'all pay for entertainment. Y'all want this, that. I get it to say that. Yes, I use for my skin, I use So Refreshed. You can go to SoRefresh.com, use K15, get 10% off. K15, K15, one of them. I use their green tea, and I also use a serum from Trader Joe's. It comes in a little frosty little thing or whatever, and it's a hydration serum as well. Hmm. Hmm. That's all I gotta say. That's all I gotta say. I I'm just baffled at some of the responses and people not staying focused on what it is and diverting to everything else. And all of the excuses, all of this. He retracts and says, no, but it was this. No, but you said yesterday it was this. If you're going to interview him and talk to him about it, keep the facts laid out. Keep the exact facts laid out. Ain't it the truth, St. James? Keep the facts laid out. Stick to what he said, not what nobody else said, what he said. And remember the 4 questions. Remember those 4 questions. Now I got to get the hell up out of here. Okay? I want to thank everybody for their attendance. I want to thank everybody for the super chats, the cash apps, and everything else. I gotta go get Jackson some Christmas pajamas because they having a Christmas pajama party.